It was a beautiful day in GreenDale, but unfortunately, the GreenDale rocket wasn't working. Ajay, the train driver, had called 2 people to fix the train, and those people were Wallace and Gromit. Just then, a familiar red van came into the train yard. Ajay knew it too well, but Wallace and Gromit didn't. Ajay called Pat, "What's going on with the rocket?" "It's broken down, but these 2 lovely gentlemen called Wallace and Gromit are fixing it." Ajay laughed. "Nice to meet you, Pat," said Wallace. "I'm Wallace, and this is my dog, Gromit." "Oh, nice to meet you too," said Pat. "I still have some time before my next special delivery," said Pat. "You want to have a chat and get to know each other?" he asked. "Certainly," said Wallace. Pat and Wallace had a lovely conversation getting to know each other, while Gromit and Jess looked at each other doubtfully. After what felt like hours, it was time for Pat's next special delivery. Then he realized something. "Wait, how are we going to pull the mail along the tracks without an engine?" "Ah, don't worry," said Wallace. "That's your next special delivery." "My next special delivery?" questioned Pat. "Yes, it's coming all the way from the island of Sodor," laughed AJ. The island of Sodor," sputtered Pat. "But isn't that place only on TV screens and books?" "Oh no, it's very real," chuckled Wallace. "They're lending one of our engines." "One of their famous engines," said Pat, flabbergasted. And even though Gromit couldn't talk, he was feeling exactly the same way as Pat. Before they could set off for their special delivery, Wallace and Gromit were hooking Pat up to a flatbed trailer. "I can't believe it," said Pat to Jess. "We're going to be carrying an engine all the way from the famous island of Sodor." "Meow," went Jess. Pat went off and got the special delivery. It was a very special one, let me tell you that. It was Sodor's famous mail engine, Percy! "No wonder Sir Topham Hatt sent you," laughed Pat. "You're the mail engine." "Yes, I am," replied Percy happily. Wallace was very keen. "Are you sure you can pull the big heavy mail train? You're only a little engine," he joked. "Of course," said Percy. "Little engines can do big things." Everyone else just laughed. Even though they were laughing with Percy, Percy thought they were laughing at him. Gromit in his head just laughed. He had seen the TV show a lot of times and knew Percy was the best engine for this job. The next day, it was time for Percy's first mail run. Wallace and Gromit were coupling the mail carriage to Percy. Percy was actually annoyed from yesterday about them calling him small. "They think I'm just a silly little engine that can't pull this mail train. I'll show them," said Percy. Percy was so focused on this, he left before the train could be coupled up. "Percy!" cried Wallace. "Come back!" Percy realized his mistake and reversed quickly back. Percy sighed and went off with the carriage coupled this time. Percy made great time delivering the mail, so much so he arrived back at the sheds early. "Well done," they all clapped. "You did great time. You really are a useful mail engine." Percy was quite happy now. He had proven himself. Now Percy was friends with everyone. The next week, Percy was bragging. "I proved myself to be a really useful engine," he snorted. "But we all knew you were useful the second you came here." "Oh," said Percy sheepishly. Now he felt rather silly. But then Percy realized that didn't matter. What matters was being a good friend and worker, and off he went to get some more mail. The next day, Percy was waiting at the station for Pat to deliver some parcels for him. "We've got a very special delivery," said Pat excitedly. "Ooh, who's it for?" asked Percy. "It's for Wallace and Gromit, their new invention." "Oh, how exciting," said Percy. "I'll make sure to deliver it nice and safely." "That's a good engine," said Pat. Percy arrived at the sheds to see Wallace and Gromit working on the new train invention and handed them the parcel. "Special delivery service," said Percy. "I got your package. What do you need it for?" "Ah, it's the new jet fuel for our rocket-powered train." "Your rocket-powered train?" asked Percy. But before Percy could ask any more questions, Wallace and Gromit had already unwrapped the package and were pouring the new jet fuel when Postman Pat arrived. "Their new invention is going to be marvelous," said Pat. "Yeah, I bet," said Percy cautiously, "but I hope it doesn't get them into any trouble." But he had spoken too soon. Then the rocket fuel train blasted off. "Oh no," cried Pat, "they're a runaway." "This isn't the first time I've dealt with runaways," replied Percy. He knew what he was going to do. Percy thought of the perfect plan. "Pat, I'm going to try and stop Wallace and Gromit." "How are you going to do that?" "Listen, I'll try to couple at the back of it, and if that doesn't work, put your van on the level crossing." "What? My van on the level crossing?" "Yes, trust me, I know what I'm doing." If I die, this is your fault, Percy, he groaned. Yeah, I know. But I'm an engine, and I know my rolling stock, and that flatbed is too light to do any good damage to your van. Oh, okay, I guess I'll do it then. That's the spirit, said Percy. Then Percy raced off bravely. Don't worry, said Pat to Jess. You'll be alright. Jess wasn't so sure. So doubtfully, Pat parked on the crossing, and Percy caught up and coupled up to Wallace and Gromit. He applied his brakes and stopped the train just before the crossing. Well done, Percy, cheered Wallace. You saved us. I think that's the last time we invent something for the railways. Hey, Gromit, replied Wallace. Gromit just shook his head in agreement. The next day, the rocket was fully mended and it was time for Percy to go home. But before they did, everyone gave him 3 cheers. Thanks for helping us with our mail delivery, said Pat. Yes, replied Wallace, and thank you for stopping the runaway train. Percy just chuckled. That's okay, said Percy. It's all in a day's work. I hope to see you again another time, and you can always come to the Island Soda as well. Wallace, Gromit, Pat, and Jess were all very happy that they could come to the Island of Sodor to visit Percy. Percy whistled goodbye and was off his way back to the Island of Sodor. When Percy got back to the Island of Sodor, he told all the other engines about his experience, and they could not believe their ears. The end.